Welcome to my new vlog series, and I can hardly believe I'm saying it, but welcome to New York City. Now you can hopefully see behind the Brooklyn Bridge right now, and I honestly feel right now as if I'm in a movie. It is mad. Now the Brooklyn Bridge is over there, and behind me now you can maybe make out MSC Meraviglia, which is a cruise ship that I'm boarding for the next 10 nights to explore New England and Canada. So, oh, this feels so weird to say, but I'm going from here in Manhattan onto a ferry to take me over to the cruise port. So enough for me here right now. It's gonna start raining, knowing my luck, but I'm hoping it'll stay off a little bit longer and I'll see all of you over at the ship. Come with me as I now head from downtown New York City. That's right, I'm in New York, all the way across to the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal to board my cruise ship for the next 10 nights. In terms of how I made that journey, I came down here to the Pier 11 ferry terminal to take a ferry over to the ship. I couldn't believe the price of this. It cost me $4 for this journey, and I thought that was absolutely worth it. Wait until we get on board and wait until you see the views. In terms of the location of this ferry terminal, it's just all the way down at the end of Wall Street. So if you are staying in or around New York City, and you are looking to use public transport to get to the ship to save money versus an Uber, then this is a really cost-friendly option. It would be amazing to take this ferry in good weather. Unfortunately for me, it was cold, it was windy, and it was rainy. However, if you've seen some of my other videos, you will know that I do not pass up on a view, so I was out there in the pouring rain, lapping it all up. All I can say is the embarkation day here today on MSC Meraviglia genuinely felt like, without being dramatic, the kind of stuff that dreams are made of. I just kept thinking throughout the day, how is this happening? How is this even real? I was just so thankful for every second of this day. And then we pulled in and saw for the very first time MSC Meraviglia. At this point, I could not wait to get off the ferry, and I could not wait to get onto that bright white, glistening cruise ship. I had just such good feelings here. Anyway, when you get off of the ferry, you are right at the cruise terminal. I was really surprised that you were straight off of one and straight onto the other. It was so simple. So again, if you are cruising from this part of the world, I really would recommend taking the ferry over from Manhattan to get some pretty amazing views and also direct and easy access to your cruise ship. And just like that, I'm at the port now. That is definitely the coolest way that I've ever arrived at a cruise ship. I honestly, I can't stop laughing today. This is just such an experience. So anyway, anybody who was thinking earlier, oh, that's good, at least it's dry for him, at least he's not getting soaked. Welcome to probably the wettest that I've now ever seen New York, so I'm hoping that this is going to go off. Now, anyway, time-wise, it's currently 3 PM and my embarkation slot is pretty late, so I'm due to get on at 5 PM, but to be honest, I didn't want to kill more time kicking about New York, so I'm hoping that if I go up to the terminal now, I mean, it's just gone 3, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get on. Now, one thing that I'm not sure about actually is that there's quite a lot of people coming off with bags right now, so I'm not sure if maybe they do a late disembarkation when you get into New York. I guess follow along and I will tell you when I find out. But yeah, the only other thing to mention right now is when you look at this ship, you'll have seen it coming in, but you might think this looks familiar to other ships that I've already been on. Now, if you've followed for a good while, I don't know why I'm standing in the rain, I should definitely come out of it. If you've followed for a good while, you'll remember at New Year this year, I was on MSC Virtuosa, which is actually within more or less the same class as this ship, so this should feel pretty familiar to me, and hopefully pretty familiar to some of you guys as well. But look, I don't know about you, but I am dying for a coffee, so let's get in, dump the bags in the room, hopefully head up to the buffet to get a brew, and then I'll catch up with all of you in the cabin. I know what you're thinking, he is far too early for his embarkation slot, therefore this is probably going to be a long and painful wait out in the rain. However, After I dropped my bag with the porters outside, it was time to take one final look at MSC Meraviglia before heading into the terminal. If you are planning to cruise from New York, it's really important to note that there are two very different cruise terminals, one here in Brooklyn and one across in Manhattan, so make sure you go to the right one. Coming inside the terminal, I could not believe there was nobody else here. As I've got a diamond loyalty status with MSC, I was able to bypass the non-existent line and head straight to check-in. Even after I got through check-in, there was just nobody around. Unfortunately for me, I was soon to find out all of my fellow passengers must have already been on board. Anyway, leaving the cruise terminal, it was straight up the escalator, straight up the gangway, and onto the ship. I've only ever boarded an MSC cruise ship directly into the huge Galleria, so I was really surprised to see that embarking today took me straight into the main Atrium. I've never ever boarded an MSC ship into the ground floor of this space. What an impressive ship to arrive onto, and yes, this is where the Swarovski staircases are, where each individual step is worth $40,000, which is ridiculous. I then headed all the way up to the top of the ship, where I was going to head to the buffet. You all probably know what's coming if you've followed me for a while. I said I'm going for a coffee, but the reality is there's far more important things on the agenda, and that is an MSC slice of pizza. I love the pizza on MSC. I think it probably is among the best pizza that you're going to find on any cruise ship. Of course, you need a dollop of mayonnaise. And there, just to prove, I also had a coffee. Guys, do you know those situations that happen where the wind gets taken completely out your sails? Well, that's just happened right now because genuinely, I've just checked into what I think, well, actually, not think, what is the worst cruise ship cabin that I've ever seen, and I'm staying in it for the week. Well, not even the week, 10 days. So, I'm a little bit flapped right now. I'm going to go to guest services and try and change this room because I've never seen a room like this. Basically, I don't even have a bed. Honestly, oh my goodness, the bed is like a sofa, and next door on that side and next door on that side, all of these rooms adjoin, and I mean, these people keep trying to get in. But that aside, the fact there's not a bed in here is laughable. This is a sofa bed which turns into a bed, and there is, it's a certain, and that's the main bed. Look, let me show you around. Please. Okay guys, hopefully you will know before I go in this room that I'm usually so positive about a ship, but oh, wait until you see this. So all these cabins, right, are at the very front of the ship. So there's 2 or 3 along there. There's in this blank section. And let me take you to my room, which is 10004. Right, let's go in. Oh my goodness, are you ready? So, voila. Here, I mean, it gets no better the second time. So this is my cabin, and I don't know how this is a cabin, guys. So I don't know what that is, but we'll discover that in due course, hopefully. Now, this is the cabin. This is going to be a very quick tour. Now, obviously, this here is a sofa, which becomes a bed. So I would expect that, to be honest, I'd expect that to be in here in addition to a bed. So I don't know what's going on here. So this is like a mirror. I'm not sure if that'll turn into a TV later or something. To be confirmed. It's all dented at the side anyway, but to be confirmed. Anyway, over here, you've got the usual vanity that you would find on this class of ship. So Virtuosa has this. The TVs on here are a bit smaller and a bit older, but that's fine. That's the least of my worries with 10 nights in what looks like the backbreaker ahead of me. Anyway, the other annoyance, wait till you see this. Look, how on earth is this a room? Like, how do I get into that cupboard? So, to get into here, we're going to have to close this, go all the way around the side of the bed, then open it just enough that I can get into it, and it's now against the bed, to now take whatever I want out. I mean, God only knows what I'm going to do if I put anything in that drawer. Nothing can come out, so, yeah. Honestly, guys, this is baffling. Now, anyway, adjoining room there and adjoining room there, both of which can probably hear everything that I'm saying. I've never seen a cruise ship cabin this small before. And if I show you the bathroom, to be honest and to be fair to them, the bathroom's nice. So here I am. Don't worry, I'm still smiling. But the bathroom is nice, there's no shower curtain, so yeah, we can deal with that. But anyway, look, before I talk to you any more about today, I am going to go to guest services and find out what can happen with this room. Because, to be perfectly honest, that is going to be, I think, pretty uncomfortable for a 10-night cruise. So, watch this space, and yeah, wish me luck. I then went downstairs to speak to someone at guest services, and that's where I met every other passenger on the ship. Look at these queues to get to guest services. I queued for what felt like an eternity. I cannot even explain the drama in this line. I think it was probably due to the fact there was a lot of senior officers watching the line. It didn't really seem to be moving. People were on vacation, it was warm. Yes, it was very uncomfortable and it took a long time. Right, that was a degree of stress I am not used to. I haven't ever seen a cruise ship cabin like that, and to be honest, I hope I never do again. Let that be a lesson to everyone that if you book a solo or a studio inside cabin on Meraviglia, it looks as though they all have a sofa bed rather than a bed. So yeah, that was strange. As I say, I've never seen that. Now anyway, to upgrade into this room, which is a deluxe interior, they have charged $15 a night. Now to be perfectly honest, I'm really not happy that I've had to pay to upgrade to a room with a bed. However, I've got a room with a bed. Thank goodness there were rooms available. Now, the plus point, to be honest, is that so many of you guys have reached out to me over the last couple of months and said, hey, do you ever get to show accessible cabins? And I never see accessible cabins because they seem to book up really quickly. So, yeah. Luckily for all of us, we can get a room tour on the go. So look, let me show you around mega quickly now. In fact, I can probably just pick the camera up and show you before we head outside. But you can see here, over one side of the room, look at how much room there is over here. It is absolutely enormous. I've just flicked the camera to show you the whole room at the same time. So excuse all my luggage and things. But yeah, this cabin, in comparison to where we were before, monumental change. Now, in the bathroom, it's slightly different. The bathroom doesn't actually have a step going into it the way that a cruise ship normally does, for obvious reasons. And opening up in here, you've got, big, I mean, it's a big bathroom, but it's obviously big enough to accommodate like wheelchairs and things. So, yeah, big cabin, which is a big bonus or plus point from where we were earlier. And to be perfectly honest, it's got a bed, which I never thought I'd be delighted that my cabin's got a bed, but hey ho, here we go. Let me turn you around and let me sit back down and catch up with you very briefly. So, right, we're now settled, thank goodness for that, and hopefully we don't need to talk about cabins anymore. Now, generally down there, that was chaos because the queues were so long, the staff were really stressed. I mean, we'll not go into it, but things were said to me that definitely shouldn't have been said to me, including just a member of staff confirming to me that I actually haven't paid for much more than a sofa bed. So, oh dear. Anyway, let's forget about that because the way that was going earlier, I was really stressed and actually it's really impacted my day one. So, deep breath. And let's forget about it. It's all in the past because we need to start thinking about this bucket list. So I haven't been up to the top deck yet. Believe it or not, it's 6:20 at night, so that has taken a long time to resolve. And yeah, we're getting ready to sail out. I've been told we're sailing out at 7, but we may go slightly earlier. So my plan is I have got my big heavy Gore-Tex jacket there because it was raining earlier. So rain or shine, I am going to be up on that top deck because I have wanted to cruise from New York for years. I actually can't wait for this. I'm hoping that we'll get to see the Statue of Liberty up there, but I'm not sure what the chances are of that. So look, I'll walk you through the plan for tonight and I'll take you out and about around the ship later. But for now, let's go up. I can't actually believe I'm saying this. Let's go up to that top deck and watch MSC Meraviglia sail out of New York City. So guys, welcome to the top deck of MSC Meraviglia, and we are about to sail out of the Big Apple, which honestly, it is amazing to look at this. Now, let me flip the camera and give you a better look at what's up here. But you've got the ship and then the whole city skyline, and as you pan round, you then get to the Statue of Liberty. I've honestly seen nothing like this before. Now, I think I've said the word a few times now, but the word bucket list has been on my tongue all day today. And over the last year, I've been really fortunate enough to do quite a few what I would call bucket list sailaways. Now, probably one of the most memorable ones for me was cruising out of Sydney Harbour in Australia. And oh my goodness, that experience, I found it so emotional. I found it so just overwhelming to be on a cruise ship leaving Sydney. And see, to be honest, the feeling here tonight is pretty similar. Yeah, I've looked at cruise ships in New York for years, and to be honest, never ever thought for whatever reason I'd make it onto one. So yeah, what I've had to do en route to here is go via the bar to grab a glass of champagne to, absorb all of these views. It might be raining, but do you know what? Nobody can take away the fact that we are currently in New York. So yeah, rain or shine, at least it's not freezing cold. This is the first time that I've had to wear this Gore-Tex jacket this year, so hopefully it's not going to be getting worn every single day of this cruise. But look, let me show you more of what it looks like to sail out of here. It looks as though it's going to get pretty dark pretty quickly here, so I'm hoping that these skyscrapers are going to turn the lights on. And yeah, let's head out of New York. Guys, I am not sure if I've ever been this wet before, but we are now well and truly on the way out of New York City. So yeah, we've left the main city skyline behind, and we are just about to, over the next couple of seconds, cruise directly past the Statue of Liberty, which you can maybe see behind me at the moment. So yeah, we're officially in just like dreams coming true territory. Like, I can't believe this is happening. So I'm gonna sign off now and go and watch this because it looks absolutely beautiful, and I'll see all of you guys back down in the cabin to talk about tonight. Okay, I am now in the cabin and changed, ready to head back out. So I now actually feel fresh again because, yeah, oh, that was a level of cold where, do you know, you get soaked all the way through and you just need a shower and to just totally reset. So yeah, now back in the room and ready to head back out. Now, to be honest, that sail away was just absolutely stunning. I felt as though for the entirety of that I was in a movie. It was absolutely remarkable. I absolutely loved that. Now, coming off of sail away, and let's go all the way back, because when we had that chaos with the room earlier, we totally overlooked the point of embarkation. Now, what I did want to talk to you about was embarkation and then also paperwork, because you get quite a lot of paperwork with MSC. That certainly hasn't changed since I was last on my 21-night World Europa cruise earlier this year. Now, we'll get to paperwork in a minute, but what I do need to say is that, and I would be lying if I didn't say to you, embarkation today was totally shambolic. At Brooklyn Cruise Terminal, it was as if it was the first cruise ship that's ever docked there, and the staff didn't, to be honest, didn't want to talk to you. Any members of crew who were ashore assisting, it was honestly, it was just so hostile, it felt so cold, and at one point, the guy that was checking me in just said, look, I don't want to be here as much as you don't want to be here, so just do this and you'll get on the ship. And I thought, oh my goodness, like, what is actually happening? You normally turn up at a terminal and everyone is so happy. So I think, yeah, taking that and then adding the chaos of not the room, because I acknowledge the fact that the room is the room that I booked, which I get. There's probably some people watching this thinking you can't complain when you're the one that booked the room. But on the website that I booked, it did say one single bed. It didn't say one sofa bed, because they're very different things, especially when you're on for 10 nights. Now, not so much the room, but the overall handling of that whole situation. Honestly, I feel as though today, any time that a human has been involved in the process, it's just gone wrong. And yeah, what has gone right today is that New York sail away, which, to be honest, all we had to do was turn the ship around and drive out, and that was going to make my day. But what I would say is that right now, I'm hoping that tonight is a heck of a lot better than today, because, and I wouldn't say this lightly, but right now, I'm really not enjoying this. I'm usually really positive on a cruise, but today, it's rubbed me up all the wrong ways, because just everyone I've spoken to be honest, has just made me feel really unwelcome. So yeah, hopefully, and let's move off of that now, but I'm hoping that is a total, that's it, and it's all going to be up from now. So yeah, anyway, let's smile again, please. So paperwork, right, today we have got our little booklet that welcomes us into New York. So when you open it up, you have got, in true MSC fashion, a little pack that falls out. Now this here, I'll show you this in a future vlog, but you'll get this every day. It's basically like what's happening on board, what are your special offers, what are your promotions. You then move in, and if it's your first day on the ship, you will get, just checking I can show you this, because I don't think it's got anything confidential on it. No, it doesn't. So, we've got an overview of the Voyagers Club loyalty program, and then everything that you get as a result of being a member of that. Now, again, I'll walk you through this in another vlog, because there'll be a few key moments in this series where we'll go for dinner, which will be courtesy of this. I think we'll also use the spa, I think. Yes, which will be courtesy of this. I actually can't see it on there, but it'll be on there somewhere, I'm sure it will be. So yeah, there'll be some things that it'll be a more natural time for me to tell you about the Voyagers Club. We've then got, interestingly, Canada immigration requirements. I like that this is in the cabin, because I phoned MSC like 5 times and got a different answer every single time for what I needed to do from a customs point of view. So I'll fill you in on that when we get to Canada. There's then two declaration cards, good. They must be assuming that, I don't know, I must be due to make a friend at some point during this cruise. So at some point here, apparently I won't be solo, because I've got 2 declaration cards, which is great. And yeah, you've then got your daily planner, which is the final document here. And that brings me on to what we're doing tonight. So, I mean, it's late. This whole fiasco today has taken up almost the whole day. So I spent, between getting on the ship and sail away, trying to fix the room debacle, which obviously is now fixed and I'm in this beautiful cabin. I then did sail away. I then really quickly grabbed dinner at the buffet, just quick and dirty, so that I could go to the show, because it's now 9:20 PM and the show begins at 9:30. So I'm going to head to the 9:30 show, which is called Top Hits. So I think that's just going to be singing and dancing, which should be quite good because it's night 1. There's then the dome show. So on here, you've got the big LED dome screen that does a show every night. So, well, a couple of times a night. So I'll take you down there and hopefully show you that if I make it on time. And then after that, there'll be a few other little bits. There's like a welcome night from the cruise staff. And then I think it's just oh, do you know what? I'm going to go to karaoke. That's 11 o'clock until midnight, so I will definitely head along to that. But look, I will come back on and talk to you properly at the end of the night. But I guess let's go and explore MSC Meraviglia. And what I would say right now is that unfortunately, the only way is up. It's now time to head out and about around this absolutely stunning cruise ship. If there's one thing that you cannot take away from MSC, it's that these guys know how to design a beautiful ship. My night tonight, I went to the show down in the main theatre, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't think you could criticise this. I do understand why MSC gets such mixed reviews from an entertainment point of view, especially from cruisers that might be more used to the likes of Royal Caribbean or some of the other big American brands. However, I really don't think you could fault this. It was just really good, honest fun. After the show, I went out to the main Galleria, which is this huge promenade with that amazing LED curved screen up above, for what was the crew welcome event. Now, I didn't really get this, if I'm honest, but this was a selection of the crew doing a little dance or singing a song while everybody watched. There weren't really that many other passengers there, so it felt a little bit strange. However, after that, this space was then turned into the dance party that happens here on the majority of nights on your MSC cruise. After that, I headed along to the casino where I ended up meeting some people, which was really cool. And then this was my walk back to my cabin at the very end of the night. So as you can see, the ship is just absolutely stunning. I then went upstairs, went straight to bed without talking to you guys. So I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. So I am finishing this video in the way that I quite often hate doing, because it's the day after and we're not even on the same day anymore. Look, a couple of reasons why I chose to do it this way. Option number one is yesterday. I think you guys will probably be able to tell from this video up until now that I was pretty stressed out yesterday, and there was a lot on this cruise that just seemed to go pretty wrong pretty quickly, and yeah, I got pretty upset at one point yesterday just with how I was being spoken to by various people on the ship, but we won't go into that because there's no benefit in going into that. But yeah, I got a bit upset yesterday and I thought, right, what I need to do is just chill, and I just need to forget about this, because actually, if I can just adjust my mindset, it will be so much better, because all I was doing was beginning to almost beat myself up a bit. Now, reason number two as to why I'm coming on to you this morning is because I met some friends last night, and yeah, so Scott, who actually follows this channel, Scott, if you're listening to this, then thank you for being a terrible influence on me last night. But yeah, we perched ourselves at the bar in the casino and had, in my case, a couple of Pinot Noirs, which, to be honest, to have a couple of glasses of wine and just chat to some people was exactly what I needed. Yeah. So yeah, didn't want to come back on here after a number of red wines, because as I've said before, none of you need that. So yeah, look, I this morning am in a much better headspace. In terms of what happened yesterday, unfortunately I'll never forget how that was handled yesterday, and I hate that, because bad customer service is just one of those things where, like, I can move on from it. Fine, let's crack on and enjoy our holiday. But that would really upset some people and it would really put them off a cruise. So yeah, hopefully that's a one-off and that's not the norm. But I have woke up today in a much better mood and I feel refreshed. I've slept in a bed, which is definitely a positive. Yeah, in comparison to how this could have went, that's 100% a positive. So look, all is good on the Western Front. So I posted a couple of bits on Instagram last night and woke up to quite a few concerned messages in my inbox this morning. So if before you've got to this part of the video you have been a bit worried, then honestly, fear not. All is good and I can't wait for today. Look, on that note, join me in my next video and I'm going to be showing you Newport in the USA. So, which actually is right now, it's where I am currently. So yeah, look, head over there and check that out when we're ready. And wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for following along. Thank you for following this video, thank you for following this ship, and thank you for following all of my ships. Like, it's honestly, I can't say it enough, but it's been amazing to watch this channel grow. I only had, I think, about 1,200 or 1,500 subscribers when I started this kind of living on cruise ships situation, and to watch this channel grow into what it is now has been a pleasure, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, if you are new here, then jump down below, click subscribe, and you will be a part of the adventure from now on. So yeah, as I say, wherever you are in the world, thank you and have a wonderful day, and come and join me in Newport. Great, cheers guys, bye. If you enjoyed this video today, did you know that you can become a member of my YouTube channel for an exclusive behind the scenes look at some of the ships that I'm travelling on? If you're over on Patreon, then I would love to see you over there. All you have to do to join me on that community is just search www.patreon.com/Fraser@Sea. Both my YouTube memberships and my Patreon site lead directly to me getting on more cruise ships, and both offer a completely behind the scenes look at what's going on.